All right. So 1 second. Don't So when the music is playing, don't say nothing. Either you can mute it or just don't say anything.
Okay.
All right. 1 second.
N. Water producer. N. Water producer. N. Water producer.
Introduce to you Roland Sanders. What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, brother?
How you feeling? How you
How
feeling?
you doing?
I'm
I'm good,
blessed.
man.
I'm blessed.
I'm blessed always. That's normal.
How my man's in Houston. How Houston treating you, man? If Houston, I know Houston gotta be treating you right, because if Houston ain't treating you right, man, I'm coming down there, man. I'm gonna holler at
It-
all the Houston connects.
Man, Houston's been good. Houston's been good. I've actually been in New Mexico for the past 2.5, 3 months, and I visited Houston for my birthday in October, and I'm going back to New Mexico very soon. But Houston's fine, man. Houston's home is where family is. It's always love here, but sometimes you just gotta move around a little bit.
Man, listen, I love that. I love that you making moves. So for those people who don't know, man, who is Roland Sanders?
Roland Sanders is a passionate individual about people. Roland Sanders is an artist. Roland Sanders is uh, an athlete. Roland Sanders is giving and kind, you know. And in this current season, Roland Sanders is learning to be not greedy, just a little selfish, if that makes sense. In a
Man, it totally
nutshell,
makes sense.
that. Mhm.
That totally makes sense because I don't know if you ever flew in an airplane. In the airplane, they say before they fly off, they give these instructions to make sure you put your mask on first before you help someone else. And also, as
Yeah,
a swimming guard as well, they say if you go save someone and if the person's not compliant, you gotta let them go.
yeah.
You know
Or
why?
knock them out. What they
No.
say in the army is knock them out, like so that they're not conscious because they bring you down. You got to save yourself before you can save someone else.
Oh, say that again,
You got to save yourself before you can save someone else.
man.
I got the sound effects.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
We roll. Come on, bro. We just warming up here. You my brother.
yeah,
We here,
yeah.
man. Yo, we made it. This is
Yes,
our
sir.
platform. We can do what we want to do, man. We go back 10, 15 years.
Yes, sir.
They
We do
don't
what
know
we
what we
want.
do. Tell them the story how we made it work, man. Tell them the story about let's get into it, man. Bro, this is me and you. This is we could do what we want to do. Tell them the story about made it work. Tell them how Tyler came in the room and you was like, yo, we think we could do this, and you made the first song that birth was I made it work.
Yeah, man. So for everybody that don't know watching, um, and Ray, I couldn't hear you in the beginning of the intro, so I don't know if you said it or how I got injured. But I got shot when I was 10 years old. Somebody robbed me from my bike. And those of you that know me and Ray personally, y'all know that we're in wheelchairs. We are rolling around, but we make a big difference. I used to say I sit down everywhere I go, but uh, I'm a stand up guy, and I consider Ray to be one of the most stand up guys that I know, despite us always sitting down. But, anyways, uh, I took the idea of Made It Work. I forget, maybe it was T that was ranting about it, or we just were fighting so hard. Like, we felt like Ray was in a business competition at the time, I remember, and we felt like he was the only, he had a business booming on campus, making money. This wasn't an idea, this wasn't a prototype. And I remember they didn't pick my guy, like, and I just remember all of us in the room, like, just devastated, like, and that when I cry, you cry. Like when you going through it, I feel it, and that was the first time I was able to be around men that was striving to be something that they didn't even know what it was. They just wanted to be great, you know. And I'll never forget that day because I felt like I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even know what type of. All I knew was a competition. It was about business. I said my guy's making money, and when he didn't win, the heart like crushed. Like it was like I took the blow. Like why you ain't give it to my? You see what we doing? Like it take us that more than the average to get out the bed in the morning. Like more than that. Wait, the song I made it work came through just a grind, just three young men just trying to grind to be something successful more than what they were. And of course, I took my story and I incorporated it in the song about being in a wheelchair since 10, making it work, going to school, driving, being the first one in high school with a car. One of the first ones, I'll say. At 16, that was a big deal for me, being in a wheelchair at 10 years old. Not catching the bus no more. That was like, I was big. Anyways, I made it work was just making it work. And everybody got to make it work.
Yeah, you said in one of the lines, you was like, I didn't sell dope in this mother. Excuse my French, but I ain't sell dope. What you say?
Uh, yeah, excuse my French. I ain't sell dope, graduated college. That was the gist of it. I went to school and I ain't take the dope route, you know.
You take the
And
dope
looking
route.
back on it, right, right, and looking back on it, you know, and that's why music is so touchy because as human beings, you grow every day, right? And I love the song, the history of the song, how it derived, where it came from. I just feel like in this day and age, and it's something new, like I hadn't even got a chance to tell you yet, but in this day, currently, it's a lot of things that I wish I could have said differently or just wish I would have said, you know, and it may have been good. I don't know. It's like you got to know yourself. Either you're going to be an entertainer that's entertaining, or you're going to be an entertainer that's trying to teach and stay committed to that. And I feel like I know more so of what I want to get across to the world. But I love the song. Like, I love that moment. That moment, that song actually reminds me of the business competition. Like, and how sad I was. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, it was a moment, bro. It was a moment for us. And I looked at you as, because, first of all, let me say this. If it wasn't for Ray, none of that would have happened. The studio, the album make it work, the song, the inspiration, none of it. You know, that all started with Ray, and you deserve it. And Tyler as well. And I looked at you, both of you all were spiritually ahead of me at the time. And I recognize that. And it's, but at the same time, you know, you hear, you know, you thinking back of like growing up in it and, you know, like Jesus, or I don't want to be, I don't want to get too.
Nah, man, this is do whatever you want. Be yourself, bro. Be yourself. Do whatever you want.
Jesus hung with all type of people. You know, he wasn't quick to judge. And I looked at that in you. It's like, you knew we all came from different backgrounds, but you weren't so quick to judge at what you seen. You just tried to mold and teach. And bro, I'll say this, I haven't met a caliber of a person such as yourself and Tyler that really got like that grit and that grind about themselves like that. And that's so important to have, bro. Just the people around you. Even doing this interview for you, bro, I feel a need to like. It's hard to be fake, like you say, be yourself, and it's like, bro, in front of you, or in front of certain people that you hold uh, high value, uh, you can't hide it. You can't hide in front of certain people. You know, keep it 100. Like you could tell going through something. You personally
Yeah.
tell, no, you just know, and I can't turn it off in front of you. You read right through it, and well, those people are hard to come by, man. But they keep you grounded. They keep
I
you
appreciate
grounded.
that, man. And you said it. We birthed Truth and Misery. You birthed a project that I still. Matter of fact, you was the inspiration behind Own Your Inspiration. You know, you made a
Yes,
song
sir.
on your own inspiration, and you was the inspiration with Own Your Inspiration. And so, can you? So biblically, when you was talking about Jesus, so in the Bible, it talks about wisdom is misery, and the way I interpret that is sometimes when you know certain things and know how things are done, it brings a sense of misery, of pain, and you birth truth in misery. But what did you mean with that title, Truth in Misery? What was your thought process? What was your thinking to name Truth in Misery? Your album.
It was a lot. It was a lot that went into Truth and Misery. It was because it was during that process, and when I was in school or college or what have you, I would I went into the library my last semester and I just read. I like to read all the time, but you know, you get caught up in the university life. They tell you, all right, you got to read this chapter for this class and this chapter for this. You get so caught up in what they tell you to do, and you got access to all this information that is endless. They got newspapers in there from like 1906, you know, like history about the country and stuff like that. So it was that day that I went in the library and I just grabbed a bunch of books and I stayed in there all day and I just read. And I learned so much just about everything. About like it made my classes make sense. It made just history, finance books, but what I wanted, you know, like how I wanted it. And in that time, I realized, you know, the truth about a lot of things, the truth about school, the financial system, that a lot of
Mm.
on the financial markets, it was truth about my injury. It was truth about, you know, because I don't know if I ever told you this, but I didn't go through my post, I guess you want to say postpartum depression from being in a wheelchair until I was 25, 26. Because as
Ah.
a year you kind of, you know something's wrong, but for some reason kids are resilient. Like kids have this thing in their minds, and I feel like adults do too, but they bury it over time. But it's a thing that
Mm.
happens for the human body to keep going, like despite hardship. despite a setback. It's like
Yeah.
a no quit thing, but it's like your brain forgets or it turns something off that says feel sorry for you. It turns that thing off that says feel sorry for yourself. And you just keep going. You try, you try, you try. Some people have told me that's just my spirit, and I was blessed with that. But then also, it takes effort to keep trying, and I feel
It
like a
does.
lot of that truth and misery was just like it was a low part of my life, and so that was a miserable part. But it was also like so much truth in it about how much I'm willing to fight, and this is my reality, and you know, it's just basically what it says. And I didn't even know that it said knowledge is misery. What you just told me,
Wisdom, wisdom,
Wis-
wisdom.
wisdom. I didn't even know that it closely correlated like that. But I would say that's about the same thing in a nutshell. Because I learned about myself, I learned about the people around me, I learned about decisions that you make. I learned just everything. Truth.
Yeah, that's deep because it took me 10 years to accept the paralysis. And it makes sense when you're 25. And so, how did that healing process um, start? So, because I felt like the album to me was healing, but then you said, that depression hit. So, how and when did you start to heal? Or when was this healing journey
I'm gonna say
started for
this:
you? Yeah.
the healing journey is every day, right? Like it's
Mm.
not stop. That part it just don't stop. You gotta. It's effort to love yourself every day, and then love yourself is just the title. Then you gotta put the little dots and make a section of okay, well if you love yourself, you gotta wake up in the morning or you gotta every day put 30 minutes in to exercise. It's part of loving yourself. Despite how you may feel about how you have to do it or when you gotta do it or what you gotta go through to get there to do it, that is under a part of loving yourself. And loving yourself is not always fun, you know. It's helpful, but it's not always fun. Um Eating right, go ahead. I see you
No,
got
I love that answer because you said it's every day, and I take that to like, oof. I love that answer.
it. Healing it's every day, bro. And like I said, it started at 25, and it was like deja vu for me. Like my whole life flashed before my eyes, and I'm sitting there in the front yard, like watching this man cut grass. And that was one of the last things I did was cut grass at night, go to sleep, wake up, buy the bike, have it for 2 hours, and not no more. And as I'm watching him cut the grass, I realized like, wow, like I used to do that, and I got money for it, and I bought the bike, and that was the last thing I did. And my relationships failing, like it's going up in smoke, and I'm sitting on the porch like by myself in misery, looking at this man cut the grass, and my life is flashing before my eyes. And then it just hit me like, damn, all that happened to me, and it took, and that was like I said, I was around 20, 24, 25, and I'd say in learning that you hit a low phase, but then it's like, okay, well, this is your life. You've done a tremendous amount of things. People love you, right? Like, but all of the love that you get from people, it don't sustain until you really start like appreciating yourself and loving yourself and
Mm.
appreciating opportunity and everything that comes with what you have and maximizing it to the most. Even when you feel like you can't maximize it, you can't. Like even when you feel like you tapped, you're not. You're just tired. And
Man,
we all
have you
like
ever heard
that.
the state? Have you ever heard the statement, "The truth hurts"?
Yeah, yeah.
What does that mean to you? Break that down. Let's unpack that for me.
Mm. Typically, people, if you're unhappy or you want to reach a certain place, right? Like, or you have a destination and you're trying to get there, and there's always something, right? People rarely put the always something on themselves, but it's always another person that has done or has gone where you're trying to go with less that could come in and say, yo, if you just stop doing this, this, and that, and you could do that. And most people don't want to hear it, especially when they, in their hearts, think, oh, I've done all I could do. But like I told you before, most of the time, you haven't. When you think you push it to the max, you haven't. There's somebody that's pushing it to the max way harder than you with way less. And I'll say this, a good friend of mine, and bro, you are responsible for the thought process, the mentality. Because that's why time that I don't get something done, I'll be thinking, bro, Ray would just tell me this is an excuse. Like you just making excuses, brother. You're not doing it for, you're not ready. And that the hard truth, bro. And that was one of the hardest things, like you had to teach me, like, and it sucked, but it just made me realize, no, like you just lazy, like you ain't moving fast enough, long enough, hard enough, strong enough. You get what you put in, and like I
Mm.
told you, loving yourself is not fun all the time. That's the biggest. I think that's the biggest thing. It's not fun, but it's important.
It's
It's
worth it.
important. Yeah, it's worth
It's
it. That's a
important, and it's worth it. And I had to. I'm still, like you said, I still go through that process. I think people think that no matter where you're at, I don't think you ever arrive. And I'm starting to really understand what that really means.
yeah, because you always grow. We always growing, and we gonna change no matter what. Like even if we, bro, I look at it like this. When I was 18, I said, okay, I got life figured out. Then when I turned 21, it was like, all right, I got it. And then I turned 25, and I was like, bro, when I was 21, I didn't know nothing. And it don't stop. Like it's because everything changed. We, especially in this world we live in right now, everything moves so fast. So it's like you have to constantly keep checking yourself. Even not saying that the core of you changes. I'm saying the core may stay the same, but the outside trimmings, you might have to do a little upkeep, maintenance on your core. Dish out this, bring in that a little bit, and to me, that's how it feels.
Yeah, I came up with this mindset. Well, I can't take full credit, but I was at the gym and my guy Dennis was talking to me about, he doesn't want to be the guy huffing and puffing in a race. He wants to be the guy encouraging people, having enough energy, being in his top shape, running in the gym, whatever. He's gonna be the person encouraging. So he's telling me while I'm on the floor doing push-ups, just giving me some, jewels, and then the God inside of me, Holy Spirit, told me, hey, the finish line is where I begin. And ever since then, I adopted that mindset. The finish line is where I begin. And I
Yeah,
understood that I'm never finished, and I accepted it. And that was one of my biggest hurdles, is because I was a destination guy. I just need
mm.
that million. I just want the house. Just give me. I was
Ray, it don't work like that for us, and I say
oh,
for
I know.
us because I'm not saying like what you saying. I just need this. Some people legit just need that. I want a nice schedule with a decent house and this. And some people are content and cool. And if that's your goal and you get there and you find, I'm happy for you. But I feel like for certain people that push the envelope, that already have to overcome things, is like you doing this podcast is easy compared to your life. Like compared to how you feel in the morning or compared to how you feel after a workout. You sitting in front of them put it right now is the icing on the cake. It's the easy part. I don't know. It don't
No,
stop.
you hit it. You hit it. But my thing is though, the people who think that they get the house, they get the kids, they get the wife, they get all that, they think they made it, but they're in deeper doo doo that what they perceive, because anything someone gets, there's responsibility that comes with it. Anytime
Mhm.
someone prays and they get what they prayed for, there's a responsibility attached to it. So when I'm saying the finish line is begin, I actually understand what it means that when I'm doing something, there's a responsibility, versus the other person say, okay, let me just get my job. Let me just get my this. Let me get my this. They don't understand the responsibility that comes with each component. And not only the responsibility, it's weight. And so
Mhm.
when people, I feel like there's a weight on the weight of the world on my shoulder. What are you gonna do? Well, it's start to start pushing that thing up and get a little stronger. Most people won't do that. They collapse.
Yep.
They
Pressure
fold.
bust.
The
Yep.
pressure bust pipes. They can't sustain the pressure. They're going to point the finger. Oh, it's the white man's fault. Oh, it's
Mhm.
the government's fault. Oh no, it's my daddy. Oh, it's my mommy.
Mhm.
And they're going to keep pointing the finger, blaming other people instead of looking themselves in the mirror. And so my
Right.
question to you is, what does the finish line begin to you? The finish line is where I begin. What does that mean to you when I say that?
Mm.
What does
I
it
would
mean to
say
you when I say the
it
finish line is
remind-
where I begin?
reminds me of, we both hoop, we both play ball, so it reminds me of, how we used to do certain drills, and you would start out going 100%, and then by the end of it, you kind of taper off. You give it like 70, especially if she don't, the coach make you push it too many times. But if you, what it means to me, if you can do that drill at 100 when it's over, I'm talking about as soon as you crossing the line or crossing that baseline for the last down back or the last suicide or lines. I don't know what they call it out there, but for the last one, if you go on 100 as you cross that line, or whenever you do, you gotta basically to practice how you play. If you go on 100 in practice,
Mm,
you'll be able to go 100 in the game, or you'll be able to go 100 in life and still not. Or if you messed up, you could easily compensate it the next time down the floor by playing better
absolutely.
because because you ran 110 in practice. So that's what it means to me. Just you get what you put in,
What you put
and
in.
practice how you play.
Practice how you play. Now, I love that, practice how you play, because that's a great way to look at it. I think Kobe, I read in his book, The Black Mamba, was it? And he was talking about how when he played, he looked for the little details. So there were blind spots on the basketball court where the refs couldn't see, and he
Hmm.
would learn. He would use different tactics, like pull on someone's jersey if like he bumps
Yeah.
up, but the ref wouldn't see it because
Hmm.
he would just use these little nuances, and they would just grow, and he would have an edge on his opponent by these
Hmm.
little things. And so when you say practice how you play, it's not just the things that you do, it's also how you think, right?
Yep.
And how you think is how you feel, and how you feel is what you act, and how you act is what the results you get. And a lot of the times, the people, when dealing with people, a lot they're miserable,
Right.
and they
You
want you to
said
be
something.
miserable as with
You
them.
said something right there too. That's just a statement in itself. Um, it's okay to feel some type of way, but it's like, how do you think? And I think we talked about this a while back. You have to act like you think, not act like you feel.
Ooh,
That,
say that again. Say
that,
that again. Say that again.
you have to act like you think, not act like you feel. So if like you have a positive thought process, then you're going to act like it, despite everything around you going to chaos. It just that might make you feel like you want to binge on something to make you feel better for whatever, and that goes whatever, drinking, drugs, TV, food, sugar. Everybody got some type of something that they addicted to, and it's
No one's perfect.
dope.
No one's perfect.
Yeah, and that may trigger you to like want to go feel happy real quick, but it's in the long run it don't. But yeah, I ain't mean to get off top, but that's what it is. You gotta act like you think, not how you feel.
No, no, no. You didn't get off topic at all. You you hit it right on the nail.
Yeah,
I
so
I love that. And the thing is, the most important thing is to watch your thinking, right? Because some people don't want to act like how they think because how they think is not right.
right, right. I have a good friend of mine, bro, he was in the streets. He probably out of when we graduated high school, he probably spent 10 years uh behind bars, and right now I think he's 30. He's younger than me. He's 33, and he's just now starting to get acclimated to the world. And he was having a conversation with me. He was like, "Bro, I'm really trying to do better, but my mind's not right. Like I know I don't think right like the normal people because he's used to surviving in a certain manner. But he says, I know that I should think differently. My mind should change. So he's working on himself. And it's a beautiful thing to watch somebody like that come around because you could literally see them trying to change the way that they think and not go take it there every time, or it's just real cool. And people always for some reason confess to me about certain things, and
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. I
Why
get a
is
different.
that? Why is it that the person in the wheelchair? I do the people the same way with me. Like, why do you think that is?
Man, because I feel like they look at us like stronger than the average man because of what we got to do. Like I went out. What was this? This was probably a couple months ago. We went out to. It was like on the main strip in Albuquerque, kind of like a bar, restaurant setting. And this guy comes up to us. It's 2 or 3 wheelchair dudes. This guy comes up to us and he says, "Man," and first of all, it's a difference, and I'll say that. He says, "Man, glad to see you all out." Right? And it was just like, okay, well, there's like 100 other people in here. You're not glad to see them out. You just glad to see us out. And so I actually took it further and I asked him, I said, why? Why is that? Why you say that? He said, man, because if I was in a wheelchair, I would not want to come out the house. I don't I would be embarrassed to be out here with all of these fine girls and all of the I would be embarrassed. He told me he would be embarrassed to come out the house. And I said, wow, really? He said, yeah. And I just took that. When he said that, I was like, man, because it's a difference when somebody says, hey, man, good to see you. And, or good to see you out. Like that means like, bro, like so most people's perceptions of people in wheelchairs is that they just sit in the house. And most people couldn't handle being, down like that. Like most people just couldn't do it. And he proved it, by saying that. And his friends that were with him were like, yeah, yeah, like I don't know if I could do it. Like I just would not want to do it.
Most people
So,
told me they would do this, bang, put a bullet to their head, and I'm like,
oh
oh,
man,
well, thanks. Well, in my mind, I never said out loud, but well, thanks for letting me know. I mean, that's very encouraging.
right, like man, and it's on the cool. It's like on the worst day, I can't. Like I can't cross that line. And I'll say when I got close to even thinking like that, and I'll say even close, it was because of me. It was because I wasn't doing everything in my power to make sure that my situation was the best it could be. And it's like if you're not looking at yourself, it's like, bro, like if you really like if you meet a depressed person, and this goes wheelchair, walking, anything, and they're just sad, they want to end it, they don't want to be in them, all of that, right? You ask them,
Yeah.
well, are you doing 100% of every single thing that you can do to make your life better? Are you doing it like 100% all the time, no matter what? Like, no, I want to hear you got mad at the office people, so you decided not to work on whatever problem you had for 4 days because they made you mad. Those 4 days you took off could have changed your whole situation. But it's like you gotta be committed to it, consistent to it, and it happens. But most of the time, the people can't answer that question wholeheartedly. Like, yes, most of the time it's like, nah, I didn't work out on Tuesday, or nah, I didn't put in any job applications today, or I didn't do it because I had to go pick up my so and so. And it just it's something, but it's like if you throw those excuses out the window, bro, you could do anything you want to. Man,
I
Ray,
think,
I see
yeah.
a guy make a beat with his tongue. He has no hands.
What?
He's literally playing instruments with his face, and it's fire. Like he has no hands, bro. Like he knows he's on the piano with his tongue and his nose. And I know, that might sound disgusting to some people, but bro, he has no hands. And he says, I'm gonna make music. It's his equipment, right? Like, and he's making beats, like hard stuff, not something that I respect. I'm looking like, what? And I'm sitting
Yo.
up here like, look, and I can't make 30 beats today. Why? It, bro, it just makes you
Why
like,
why
you see,
is that? So why is it when people have more they do less? And people who have less do more? It's just proven based off my experience. People who have less do more and people who have more do less. What do you think that is?
it's a balance, right? Because the people that have more, I won't say most of them have to do less, but it's less of the grind. They might still have to work for it, right? Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to discredit people that were born in the rich families or something like that, because
Of
they
course,
still
of
have to
course.
prove themselves at some point. It's just getting to the point may be a lot smoother because of who they know. So it's all a balance, right? Because now you get the people who, maybe let's say, born into a family full of connections, and maybe they take over the family business, or maybe they want to start their own legacy. And uh, if they just say they start their own legacy, they have to then find people who are hungry enough to push their vision to the top. So now they're in a managerial, but so it just, I feel like the reason is just a balance. But I feel like either way, you got to have some sort of ambition to be better. And if you don't have that ambition to be better, like if it don't get on your nerves that you missed a day, or that you ate bad, or that, like, it has to really bother you. Like, dang, man, I hate I didn't work out yesterday like I said I was. Like, it got to bother you the next day to where you be better the next day. And even if you go, like you said, I'm going to go 7 days and do this, 7 days in a row. Let's say you don't hit 7, you do 5. Congratulate yourself. But next week, I'm still trying to hit 7. Yeah. So
So
that's
what
what
do you
that.
what do you say to the person that doesn't feel it, that doesn't feel that urgency or doesn't really care, but they say they're listening right now, so they care enough, but they're like, they're just not motivated to do anything. but they want the lifestyle and they want the results.
I must say this: if you're listening and you're not motivated, I would ask you to ask yourself, what are you doing now? Like, what do you do on a regular basis now? Like, what are you doing? And most people just scroll Instagram and TikTok. They don't have hobbies. They don't, what do you like? And I say this: what are you numbing yourself with? Because typically, if you're not motivated to do something, or you just don't want to do nothing, then you're not really happy about life for the most part. Like, there's something in your life that you feel like, oh, this just sucks. Like, and it's something that's making you feel that way. So I say, what are you numbing yourself with? Stop that. Because sometimes you gotta feel the hurt and the pain of whatever it is that kicked your butt for the last 10 years. You gotta feel it to really assess what it was. And sometimes you can't feel that when you always trying to numb yourself. So I would say go a week if you
Feel the pain.
go a week if you can, and just sit in whatever it is that you think got you in the funk, and then you hear answers of what to do about it. It's the truth, man.
I love that answer because you position someone to actually feel that pain. You're basically saying, like, look, you got to face your mountain. You got to face
Yeah.
yourself. You got to face your trauma. You got to face your pain. You got to face
Mm,
life.
yep.
You
Yep.
got to
That's
face
it.
that rejection, face that abandonment, face that bitterness, face that unforgiveness, face that stinking thinking.
Yeah, and you said something earlier too. I want to touch on um about people like blaming this person and blaming that person and blaming family, blah blah. And that's an important thing. But I want people to really check themselves in that aspect and really think about, like, who do you think molded or was in charge of a pivotal point in your life that dang, if they never would have told me this, I never would have went that route. You have to forgive them, then uh, let it go because it's done and you already picked the route. But it takes time and uh, like I said, it's time to sit with yourself and really think about the things and the people in your life that they didn't mean no harm. They just didn't know, like you, but you know now. So it's like, forgive them, forget that. Maybe if you can't forget it, just forgive and move on. But that is a real thing, bro. And you do have a reason to be upset. Maybe if you miss your father or your mother wasn't there, or you got a reason, because that's not nothing easy. Like, I know two brothers, they're both in wheelchairs. They got paralyzed at 10 and 8 in a
Together?
car wreck. Yes, in a car wreck. They lost both their parents
Wow.
instantly and became paraplegics. So it's like, I could say that all of this is hard, but they did everything that I did without a mom or dad. And now one's on the USA team, one plays wheelchair basketball for Alabama. But bro, that's you not having a parent or your parent being never being, or sorry for cursing,
Nah, be yourself.
being
Remember I told you, be yourself.
it you that's a reason. You got a good reason to be all, in a funk. But if you stay there, you're never gonna accomplish anything. So it's like, realize, okay, yeah, that was bad that he told me that, or she told me that, or that they weren't there, or that they did this, or that they did crack, but you can't hold on to it. And I really want people to know that because I feel like it's so many people out here that are born into situations to where they set up not to have, not to be thinking about meditation or positive affirmations or just completely getting rid of that negative mentality. They're born into situations to where, and I'll say this, people that are born into love operate differently than people that are born into survival.
Yeah.
You coming into the world and your parent or your guardian don't have no idea what they're doing, they're just trying to survive, man, it's just a difference. And the people that are coming from survival need to tap into the love side of things and, just realize that it's almost like they're the predator and the world is the prey. Because they don't want to get eaten, so they learn how to, like, I'm gonna go eat up. I'm gonna eat you first before you eat me type,
Yeah.
you know. And I just want to just tell you, be mindful of your past, reflect on it.
Nah, that's a beautiful way to put it. I can see why, you're an artist and you like to make music, and because you definitely exhibited a lot of reflection in your answers. And so, where you at now when it comes to your music? Are you in reflection mode or just allowing life to happen? Are you in production? Like, are you in a production? Or are you writing a lot? Where is it the
Want to
creation
know something?
piece?
I ain't even told you. I ain't even told you yet. But do you remember Greg?
Of course, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting on Greg's wave. Is how I'm feeling about my vocal ability. Like, I just feel like it's bigger than music, bro. Like,
Yeah,
my music is. You tried to tell me 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you was like, bro, that's easy. Like, you just need to get this, be popping like this, dude. Like, your marketing was genius. Like, yeah, get a couple cards, get a couple stickers, get some fly gear. That's easy. Make you hot in Boston in 2 days. Just don't worry, cause it is what it is. Like, that is what it is. Like, but I feel like reaching the masses, it come. I don't know. I feel like it could be done just vocally, like this, and maybe we could sprinkle in some music there. But bro, that's one thing. I always love music, and I've been playing the piano forever,
yeah.
and that is that's gonna always be there, bro. I could be 60, 70, and on the piano in somebody's pub house. That'll be good enough for me. But I'll never stop doing music. It's just right now I think I'm focused on my health, my sports, and working out. Will my health come first out of everything? Um, and I'm making like I said, I want to make a comeback for ball, bro. I've been practicing and playing a lot. Uh, but I always do music, man. I just It's got to be right. It's got to be heartfelt. It's got to be. I can't just
It's
do it for.
nah. I'm with you. I'm with you because one of my main goals too is health, and once my health started to get right, I'm able to do this. So I
It's
believe
all.
once you, yeah, huh?
That's all that matters, bro. Because if you're
Yeah.
not healthy, you can't spin the bag. It don't matter how big the bag is. If
My
Bro, it does not matter how big the bag is. If you're not healthy, you're gonna spend all the money trying to get healthy first of all, and then it's no fun, bro. You gotta have it. Like, and it clears your mind. I'll even take it a step further to show people like how detrimental it is to fast. I'll just say that, to fast from certain things. Like, I use it for everything. Like, fast food, right? I'll say, yo, that stuff's killing me. And like, I've been doing really good on not even eating it. But like, if I'm gonna go like this month, I'll only stop at 2 fast food places this month. like twice. I give myself twice, and that's a little goal. I might not even go the month. You know, I might
Yeah.
because of the people that are around right now. They're all on the same wave, like eating good, taking care of your body, hooping, little stuff, and that's about everything. So on the days or the weeks or the months that I clear my mind and get rid of everything that I know is bad or maybe cloudy or distraction, I get answers. Like I receive. Like I know what it's like when he say, "Yo, he talk back," cause it comes to me clear as day, and it's stuff that I don't want to hear sometimes.
That's
It's stuff
good.
that like it's hard, but it's
You been
when it
reading that
comes,
Bible I sent you?
huh,
You been reading that Bible I sent you?
bro? I ain't gonna lie, not as much as I should, but
Yeah.
I did indulge in it, bro. I did dive in it. I really did, and as a matter of fact. Psalms. I put $100 bill in Psalms, man, and I was flipping through it the other day, and it was right there. I just leave it there. I don't know why. I just leave it in the bar and I read it as when I pick it up. But it's right there in my windowsill, bro.
Yo.
And and since then, my positive. I mentioned positive affirmations. I said this in 2017 or 16 when I came to stay with my grandmother. Uh, back in the day, I said I'm never gonna have to worry about money again. And that don't mean like since I said that like I've just been buku rich. That just meant like I've legit like never had to worry about it again. It just things take care of themselves. Like even when like let's just say I get a $2,000 bill in the mail, I might not even compare it. But like Randy just came across the street and was like, "Hey, for some reason, I just had to drop this check off to you. It's for this." And it just gets, so you ask for things, they don't come how you think they should, but they come. You just got to be patient enough to wait for it.
Yo,
And
man, I love this New Mexico, man. I don't know if you are you still in New Mexico?
I'm in Houston right now. I'm actually going tomorrow.
Oh, you going
And
back
so
to New Mexico, man? I might have to meet you there, man, and see what's going on in New Mexico, man. Cause
you,
I, I,
you
I
like the
like, I
way?
like, I like, I like. No, I like your thought process on how you eliminating distractions,
Yeah,
listening to God, putting yourself in position to be where you're supposed to be. Cause that's what I'm hearing.
yeah. And bro, I'll tell you too. I ain't told too many people, but man, I'm trying to get a jersey on me. Like I'm really trying to go overseas one time, bro. Like, and that's where my not trying. I'm not trying. I'm going.
There you go. I
I'm
was
going.
waiting for you, man. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that, man, because we don't use that word trying over here. We're owning it.
Yeah, I'm owning it. I'm going. So
I'm
I'm
going.
getting ready.
That's it.
I'm I'm getting ready, but I'm going.
You that's it. All you can do is do your best and put yourself in position. And
That's
like you
all,
said,
bro.
allow the things that happen that's supposed to happen.
And that's it. That's it, brother.
That's all you can do. Cause at the end of
Yep.
the day, when I took a break, I don't know, it was a year off. I can't remember the podcast. Bro, I came back on the podcast and posted it. People were listening. I ain't expect no views. I
Mm,
expect my analytics to be
down.
like down because I didn't really post.
Oh no,
And
oh no. You made an impact, right? Like to a lot of people, brother. And I didn't even know half the people. When you went back home for a little bit, you were speaking at this and speaking at that. I'm just seeing all these people lining up because Ray's such an inspiration. Bro, like that, people don't forget, man. And I keep telling you, like, most people look at our lives like, bro, how is he doing that? So it's like, yeah,
got to give all glory
yeah.
to God. However, the good
I'm
work, the good book says faith without works is dead. So it's the same. It's the same time. Like I was telling you, it's like we must plant those seeds. You must
right,
put in the work. At
right.
your capacity. Of course, you do what you can do and work with what you have versus focus on what you don't have.
It come with a I would say that what the disability does mostly, if you're able to conquer it, it sharpens the mind.
Mm.
And with that mind being sharpened, as you said, it come with a responsibility. Um, but you also got to know when and where to that responsibility lies, because some people just quite frankly don't deserve it or not ready for it. Like if you giving somebody, if you trying to teach somebody algebra that don't know their timetables, it's not gonna register. So, and that's when I say each one teach one, because it takes us different levels of people to teach different people, right? Like you, your goal is to reach the masses and be influential to everybody that you come in front of, but it might take their homeboy to listen to you, then go break it down to his homeboys who are not quite on his level. You know, it's a each one teach one type of thing, I feel, and that's what really helps. You know, as a community as a whole.
I
So
believe that. I believe that. Man, listen, it's always a pleasure. It's always a blessing. It's always the sun arising when Roland
yeah,
Sanders in the building. Cause there's light,
yo,
there's jewels, there's humbleness, there's kindness, there's wisdom, there's witty, and of course, there is determination and that grit. Roland
mm,
Sanders, my God,
this was
man,
fun, right? I like
man,
this.
listen, I love this. I love this, man.
Yes, sir.
I love this, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's like we back on the
Fun.
basketball court, man. We back on the
Man.
basketball court. This is us, man. Whatever we want to do, this is us, man. We here. I love
Yeah.
this, man. I love this. It don't matter what it is, what time of day. Let's get on it. Let's turn it on, man. Cause we need to be heard. The community need to hear what we doing. Cause we lit this.
No
We
joke.
should win a Grammy.
I'm
You're my
trying to have
favorite
this be
song,
most watched. I'm trying to
huh?
I'm trying to have this most watched video right here.
It is gonna be the most watched video,
I,
man.
I'm competitive. You know I'm competitive. I want it all.
I want it all, man. Shoot, I remember that. So tell me about the experience from your perspective when we. A matter of fact, I'm gonna play the song Grammy after this so they can hear that song, man. I'm gonna bless the people
Okay.
with the song Grammy of me being executive producer of the whole
All right.
thing in Stillwater, Oklahoma, because I still don't think people understand the role I played. But you can just give them a
Ray
little
played
bit.
oh, Ray played a boss. That man was financier of the studio time. He was manager of shoot, he had about six artists in there. It was me, Trish, Spinner, both Britneys. That's five. Tyler, the six. He had about six artists that he was riding with, like going in there, like, yo, you got an idea? You got an idea? We would all come over to the dorm, hang out together, right? Oh, we going tomorrow. And my man was doing this all off the strength of t-shirts. Like he had every club in the and school wearing his brand of shirts, which I'm still low key mad at the business competition because wasn't nobody clocking dollars like that in college, like my guy was. Like it wasn't a competition if you ask me. But I'm gonna get off there now. As you can see, I'm still salty about that. Man, and would that make you though? That make you who you are, and I ain't rolled for nobody like that since then. But yeah, my guy was a studio guy, man. He put that together and he
So
heard the
what did we
song.
create? What did we create? Because we created quite a bit.
We created I made it work. We created Grammy. We created best uh how do you do it? How do
Yes.
you do it? With Trish, how do you make it? We did a lot, man.
Spinner.
And yeah, it'll be great. Um We did a bunch. My guy had us in there. And shout out to Greg. Greg was the first person who told us we need to speak more. We need to talk more. I remember that. And he said
Yeah.
with me a lot today, like a lot, because he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. Like
Yeah,
we,
he hit it. I knew it. I saw what he was saying. I didn't doubt what he was saying. It was just a
it
matter
went.
of
Me, I was in there like, man, I want to rap. I'm gonna get these bars off. Bro, he trying to slow me down. I was like, man, I don't want to hear that. But these days, yeah. But my
well,
man
this
Ray looked that up.
podcast and this video hopefully get the message out. People see it, encouraging people, give people hope, and they calling us to speak at the event and also perform. Hopefully, we can get the two Britneys on the show. What you think? You think they'll come on
I,
the only inspiration after all I done? You think they would come check me, little old me?
I think so, man. I know one of them got married. Uh,
Yeah, Brittany. Yep.
yep. So I think they should. I mean, it's been enough time, bro. Like, the age. I'm gonna say this: age make a difference. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it don't. But sometimes, if you are 35 and I'm 32, that 3 years that you lived make a heck of a difference in just something. So I don't know. I
You
think
think we
so
should
though.
have them both on the show or solo, two different interviews,
I
and then
think that both,
we should do have them separate, and then both eventually have everybody on.
bro. No, I think that you should have them both, and because I think right off the rip that would be very entertaining. They both kind of vibed off each other, and they would make them feel
Yeah,
comfortable. Wouldn't feel shy because another girl is on the phone. Two
yeah.
girls and one guy. You know how girls are. They'll feel like comfortable, and they know each other. But I don't know. That's me talking. I don't think they'll. I don't think they're gonna tell you no, bro. And if
Right.
they
No,
do, huh?
if they do what?
If they do, it won't be for anything malicious. It could be just that some people don't want fame, bro. And the way you
Yeah,
move, and the way you edit videos and put stuff together is like you basically asking for it because
yeah.
you one video clip away from viral. The way you put it together is just what it is. So when people messing with you, they gotta know that hey, there's a possibility that I could be chilling with Oprah next month. I'm just letting you know. And that puts you in a position like, yo, if he chilling with Oprah and I'm chilling with him, you trying to make me like, nah, like that.
True indeed, true indeed, true indeed. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Man, bro, you said a mouthful. That it's funny you say that because uh I definitely envision us having some level of reunion. She's actually pregnant now, so I don't know if it's a good time. Um, but I
I
definitely
didn't know,
envision some level of reunion of everyone getting
bro.
together because it's been
Fun,
a past.
right? It'll be fun, man. Like honestly, and I think me, you, and T too would be,
Oh yeah, we got to do that.
bro. That would be like it just would. And you know what would make it even better if we could do it in person.
That's what I was
That
thinking.
way,
That's the only way.
yes, me, you,
That's
and
the only way.
T, and then we can invite.
We'll probably
That
come to
would be,
you, Houston, because Houston's popping.
man. Everywhere we are is popping. Anywhere we
That's
are is
true.
popping.
I
That's
just want
how
some.
I feel.
I just want to come to Houston. I just for me.
Come on, I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna stop you. I think it's a zoo down here, but
It is. No, no,
uh,
no. It's definitely a zoo.
I
Uh,
told my mama it felt like a bird cage sometimes because there's certain places in Houston that you can go, and in your wheelchair you cannot escape certain parking lots without going in the main intersection of a street. There's no sidewalks, and it's like traffic. Like it's certain spots in Houston that are terrible about that, man. And it's main streets, and so it's like I told us like I couldn't leave the parking lot without getting an Uber because there was no way. Like I could not escape it. It's grass, it's curbs, it's like I could not escape it. It's nuts,
Wow.
bro. And I told him, it makes me feel trapped. Like I can't, like I'm rolling. So in Albuquerque, in New Mexico, everything's open. Things stop, like calm. And I realize I'm coming from a city that is 5.2 million people here to a place where there's only 600,000 in the main city. But still, the accessibility, I could roll for miles there and not have to worry about no sidewalk. And if there are
Yeah.
no sidewalks, there's huge streets and not a lot of traffic. So you're not slowing anybody down and stuff like that. But that's the worst thing I don't, like one of the main things that I don't like about this place. You can't roll, it's too big. Concrete jungle.
Dang, concrete jungle for real. My man said he got to get an Uber to get out the parking lot.
The parking lot, like to get across the street to a gas station. It was no way, bro. If I didn't, I would have to go like a car in the turning lane to go around to use the driveway where the cars go up. It's nuts, man. So that's, like I said, not all places are like that, but most of them, like they don't finish the sidewalks out.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
Man, I love this, man. I love this. I love this. I love how everything is um unveiling itself and blossoming and transforming. I definitely thank you for being a part of the journey, part of the story, and acknowledging and giving me my flowers as well as you. I'm giving them to your flowers just as well because even though I pushed you and challenged you, you was able to accept it and grow with it. Even though of course there was resistance, but that's what relationships all about, conflict, right? Because when you don't have conflict in a relationship, you don't have a relationship because people lying. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna agree
yo,
with everybody. They lying. It's a lie. Like it's a lie. Without conflict, there's no growth.
right. And I'll say this: one of the most, I say, like respectable things. Like, and you could chop this up. I want you to, however you want. But this man Ray, his father was like on his deathbed, and I don't know, for some reason my young dumb mind did not like click as hard as I should have to that. But this dude sends me a box of clothes. Like took his time out to send me a box of clothes. And I'll say this story, bro, because I never forgot. And the older I get, I just get more thankful for everything that we've been through together and that you've done for me. It's like, bro, this man was so ahead of his time. He sends me all this stuff, and his father's going through this, and he worried about my video shoot. And then that was around the time when I was just falling in excuses and excuses after excuses. I'm gonna say that, like I won't be honest with myself, like. And my man Ray was just like, you know what? You done. I'm finna show you how to do this because you playing with it. I'm up here going through real life and you still bro, I just like Ray's a good dude, man. I just want
Yeah,
everybody to
I appreciate that, man. Actually, I forgot about that, but as you was speaking, I remember he was in a nursing home, and as you was calling, I went outside and I was talking to you, and I think at the moment I was numb because when you're going through something that serious, you don't really feel it as much.
right.
Um, but
I felt it from you though. I felt
you're
like a
still, my
disappointment.
mind is still,
I felt
yeah,
it, bro. I felt it. I was like, dang, I let my man down. I let him down. Like, but at that point, it's like you can't do nothing but pick yourself up from all of the excuses that you let pile on top of yourself, right? You gotta
yeah,
like dig all that out, and then you don't want to bring nobody along with that. And I knew that you was going through a tough time, bro, and that just showed me how resilient you are, cause you came out of that and you was still swinging. Like it was, and
yeah. It's
it might not have looked that way on the inside, with you, but on the outside for us, it's like, yo, this dude's still swinging. Like he Muhammad Ali out here in the prime. So I didn't mean to get
Ali,
all emotional.
Bumbaye, Ali, Bumbaye, Ali, Bumbaye, Ali, Bumbaye, Ali, Bumbaye.
Yeah,
Nah, man,
Ali.
there's definitely a resilience and a grit, man. I gotta give God all the glory for that, man, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna go see my father, and it's gonna be blazing. And I know at one day, you know, a man is not appreciated until he's dead. And I
Mm,
strongly believe that because once a man dies, you're able to see what he did. But when he's alive, in the Bible it says a prophet is not respected in his own home. If God
mm,
Himself says that, who in the world? Look, I mean, it when my father died, that's when I really realized the value he had. When he
mm.
was alive, I did not really realize his value until he died. It was like, wow. You only see as people, we see more negative, what people do negative than the positive. Someone can do 90% right. The 10%, the person will only see the 10% as if it's a whole freaking mountain.
That
And I'm
life
talking about
story.
we, people, we. I'm talking about me too.
Hmm.
I'm not just I'm talking about myself. Like
Yeah.
I've done it. So I'm not exempt. And most men, especially men, we have it hard because we a lot of the times we don't get the
You don't
the
have the room.
acknowledgement. Hmm?
Yeah, you don't have the room to be or the time to be down or self reflective or you just don't have the time. Especially adding kids and a wife on top of that, and a disability. It's like you don't have no room to be like you got to deal with whatever you feeling with inside, however little few minutes you get, and then the rest of the time you pretty much committed to something. And it's cool if you being committed to that translates into your happiness, because then you fulfilling your purpose, and it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, it just
Yeah, I don't say this applies to everyone, but I say this I feel this way. I feel like a disability is a full-time job plus overtime.
uh, yeah, and
It's,
I do too. But at the same time, bro,
you get
this and
stronger.
this you
Even though it's a
do.
full-time job, that doesn't mean it's a negative context. It means that I'm able to sustain and able to grow. I'm able to push those weights and get
Hmm.
stronger despite it being work. And sometimes it's not only is it a negate the fact that it's still a blessing, but a blessing is a responsibility. So sometimes people may take that as a negative thing. In some instances, it's challenges, but I think even if someone's on their 2 feet, they
It's
have
still hard.
struggles. Yeah,
It's still hard. And I would say living healthy on your own 2 feet is a full time job, because
exactly.
if you if you don't exercise every day, if you don't eat right, bro, you know this for a fact. It's people that's walking that's more messed up than us. Like that's younger than us
Yeah.
that we are healthier than. I met a 24-year-old yesterday, and I could have swore. I mean, I didn't know disrespect, but just 10, 24, 35, you supposed to be, that's your prime. Bro, I thought she was my age. And it was
Ooh.
just because she said that she didn't like vegetables. She didn't like
Mm.
all the stuff that's like, yo, like, she said, all I eat is this. And it was like a fast food chain. And she got like this big soda. And I'm like, yo, like, you gotta take care of yourself. So it's like for them, that's hard, like they're in their schedule. This is quick food. I don't got time to be cooking. I gotta be back at work. So it's like that is the equivalent of our life sometimes. Is like, well, I can't take time away from this because I'll get a breakdown if I sit here too long, and then I can't eat that because it's just. I guess we get a lot of we're forced to do the right thing
Yeah.
in a sense because if we don't, it's the end. They, on the other hand, can go a lot longer without doing the right thing, and it doesn't affect them immediately. But in the future,
So
done.
Roland, you don't even realize what you just said is a fact. So I work with a doctor, Dr. Catherine Groby. I can't pronounce her the rest of the last. Frelick. She's gonna promote the WowE program, and it promotes exercise and to have this persons with disability exercise for their health. And so it's a fact that persons with disability margins of health is a lot smaller
Mm,
because of the trauma of impacting their body. And people who haven't had a disability, their cushion is a lot more when it comes to their health. So they can get away with it longer, as you said. You are speaking facts, evidence, data proving this. So this is you're not that's not an opinion, that's a fact.
wow. Okay. See, I just put it together, and man, bro, I lived all kind. I lived every walk of life. So like, just to be honest, like I just for the people that don't understand what we're saying, like I guess to make them get it, like how we say you can go longer than us without doing certain bad things. So everybody knows smoking cigarettes stops blood circulation, makes your heart beat harder. I don't know if
Yep.
you knew that.
Yeah.
So when I do it, my legs instantly swell,
Mhm.
huge. When I stop, weeks, like I said, clearing my body, everything I try to use to know myself, bro, shrink, blood pressure down, skin brighter, everything. So it's like immediately. For other people, I got a homeboy. He's bright as, like Wiz Khalifa, like bright skin. Been smoking since 13. Nothing wrong with him, right? Like he's blood pressure good, everything. But I tell him, I said, bro, it's gonna hit you one day, which is why I struggle. Like I try to keep myself going. It's a battle, but it's like,
Yeah.
I tell him, bro, it's when it hits you, it hits you. Like that's the bad part about like being able bodied because it come out of nowhere. For
Yeah.
us, it hits you, but it's like okay, well now I got to do this, this, and that to heal, and we get it done. But yeah, bro, it's a full-time job and it don't stop, don't stop, brother.
It don't
But
stop. Man, listen, bro, we can go for another hour, man. However,
I'm but look,
I know you
oh,
got
you
things
got
to do, huh?
yeah,
Now, I know you got
bro.
things to do, and I know I gotta drink some water because this is my third interview today.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
did you
so
get?
for some reason I guess when you put 3 o'clock, it must have your 2 o'clock is
No,
my 3 o'clock.
I no, I put two, so I assumed that your the setup you got just books it for your time. So I'm guessing 2 o'clock was 3 o'clock for you. Like I booked it for 2 o'clock for me. So I'm guessing when it pop up on your thing, it say you got an interview at three
Three,
because 2 o'clock my time. I forget that you're in Atlanta, so you're 2 hours or just 1 hour in
just
front of
one
me.
hour.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
know why
okay.
I did that. That was weird.
Because when you was in Boston, you was like 2 or 3 hours in front. Like in New York,
No,
when my
still
homeboy
one, still one.
really,
You
when my
central
homeboy called,
still.
um,
What are you?
I think I'm Central too, but I thought it was 2 hours on the East because when I go to Albuquerque, we jump back one. Like
That's
so right now,
mountain. That's mountain time. So you have 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour.
and I thought you were closer to the three. Oh, no, I know the West Coast, California's a three. Well, I thought it was, man, I don't know. I just thought for some reason you got up earlier on the East Coast than I did on the West, but I didn't know it was all Central. I didn't know we were still in all Central. So technically, It's 3 o'clock for you right now. 3:30, three
Right, three
thirty
thirty
something.
six. Yeah.
Okay,
Hold on, I'm about to
okay.
find out
Well,
right now. Hold on, let's see.
no, I thought it was
Eastern
two.
time is 1 hour ahead of Central time.
Okay, so yeah, that's what happened. I just scheduled it for 2, so I was early. I just didn't know. I was like, well, maybe. I was thinking like, well, maybe it was 2 o'clock his time. So let me just check in with him. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Nah, that's
I
all
get
good.
confused. I'm happy.
Man, we
I,
did
I,
it. We did it, bro. And we gonna be contagious, man. He said we're gonna clip it
yo,
up. You
I
might be sitting with
want to.
Oprah.
Oh, next month. That's how I feel. For real. I think for everybody that don't know Ray, that's not a. Uh, that's not a far fetched statement. That's not a far fetched statement. Like his man, you got pictures with DJ Envy. You weren't you chilling with DJ Envy back in the day?
Yeah, yeah. DJ Envy
Man,
got a lot going on right now.
huh?
He got a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
going on right now. He got a
yeah.
lot going on.
We're gonna pray for him. We're gonna pray
We
for
gonna pray.
him. Yo, for real. But yeah, my guy was in. He was about it, man. Don't play with my guy.
Nah, still about it. But like we said, the no month like my man Chris said, dead man can't eat no millions.
Uh,
So at the end of the day, our health is wealth, and being
yo,
positive, being in good
before I let
energy.
get Lex on here,
Huh?
y'all still cool?
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
and
get
Lex?
Lex on here. We gonna get Lex on here.
All right.
We're gonna get
Yeah,
Lex
man.
on here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call him as soon as I get off this.
You got to. Lex got to be on there because Lex was. Shoot, Lex was like the staple. You was telling me, yeah, my man Lex, he really do this. So that was like who I was
Yeah.
like, that I got him, but do that, bro. Do
All
that,
right,
bro. That'll
bro,
be
man. Yeah, we definitely gonna do that. It's funny because when I was thinking of that, and then boom, boom, it just happened in my mind. So it's a done deal.
telling you,
It's done. It's a done deal.
good deal, brother. Well, man, I appreciate you for having me on your platform and many more. Like I'm down to do some more. If you get
Oh yeah,
topics or you certain things, we could do it. We could
absolutely,
do it. And
absolutely,
I want
man.
to figure out how to end my journey for ball going overseas because I'm about to like when I get back to Albuquerque, we gonna go. It's turn up time, like a full time, like 8 hours a day type full time job, like 2 days in the morning and night.
Oh, the Olympics.
I'm no, well, nah. This is just me, like just training. Like I'm treating it like that. Like it's a job. Like it's part of my routine. It got to be every day. It can't be like nothing else. So I want to document that all the way up until, and I just got approved for a grant, Kelly Brush Foundation.
Yeah,
They they approved me for $4,000 for a ball chair. So if I sign up for it now, I should get it by
March,
I'll say June, and
June.
then
Okay.
that summer, I plan on having a good nationals by the I'm God willing next season. I want to make this happen. So I'll be, so I want to document the journey. Uh, and I don't know what I could do with it, but I know it'll be something good because this is gonna not be fun. Like I'm not like this is not fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
don't
what
be
I'm
concerned.
trying to
Just
do.
document it best way you can, whether it be your iPhone, your no matter what it is, just keep documenting. Because
Yeah.
this
So
is a part of the documentation. You heard it first on Own Your Inspiration. My man Roland Sanders is about to put in that work, giving the best shape of his life. He's doing 7 days a week, 365, 24 hours. He's a success in his sleep. He's dreaming about his basketball days. He's dreaming about putting in that work. He's putting it in. And he's telling y'all right now, it's
yeah,
going up.
that Mamba mentality, man. Like that Kobe. You know, me and you both love Kobe.
Yeah.
That man right there is it. It's the only way to be about it.
And own your
It's
inspiration, because at the end of the day, the inspiration is what? It's in the blood. It's in the sweat. It's in the tears. It's in the mud. It's in the fight. It's in the dog, in the grip, where there is no light. We're in the darkness. When you got to
yeah.
look inside and see the light inside of you to get out of that darkness. That's where the inspiration is. That's when you ain't going to get no applause. You ain't going to get no applause when nobody's watching. When you by yourself in your room and you got to fight those demons in the dark.
That's it. There's no awards for this. You just gotta do
There
it.
ain't no award.
Yeah.
Ain't no mama.
Mm-mm.
Ain't no breastfeeding milk.
Yo, it's the truth, man.
And
It's
there's the truth
right?
in misery, because in the misery, it's misery. In the suffering and the pain, that's where the diamond is built. But they don't want to be around people like me and you. We're too much.
It's hard.
It's hard. They
Easy.
want to tap out. And I don't blame you. I can't judge you. But just when you come on this side, know it's going to be real. Some people dodging bullets. Some people fighting demons.
Yeah.
Some people fighting their own self. Some people fighting a depression because they ain't born with a mama. And sometimes their father let them in the back door and gave them the back. Yeah. And when they see him, he ain't got nothing to say. He can't even look you in the eyes. And that's where you came from. That's your daddy. And he can't even acknowledge you. And your own mama ain't there. Everybody's story's different. But guess what? It's all the same thing. It boils down to the pain. Can you endure the pain, and who do you turn to? Can you look yourself in the mirror?
Man, I picked up I took an Uber yesterday, and the guy, I got in the car, and this is always the thing when I catch an Uber. The guy get in the car, he said, "Man, I don't mean to be rude, every time they start that, they about to ask you about the wheelchair." So he says, what happened? How'd you get in a wheelchair? I told him, I got shot at 10 years old. Somebody robbed me from my bike. Man, I told him that. He didn't say a word to me. The ride was like 30 minutes. After I told him that, he didn't say a word to me for like 20 minutes. It's like 5 minutes to get to the destination. And he says, "Man, guys like you are really an inspiration for guys like us." I said, "Wow, like what do you mean?" And he says, "Yeah, you make me want to keep going." And I was like, "Well, why is that though?" He was like, "Just because of what I told you earlier. Because if I was like that, I wouldn't even be trying to catch an Uber." But he was thinking about that the whole time he was driving. Like, I'm thinking that I just told him and he didn't care. He let me know, like, I was on his mind that whole time he was silent. And I ain't know, like, it's just...
And that's why you deserve a Grammy. You deserve a Grammy. You my favorite song. I could play you all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, we got this, brother. And everybody else in the stuff, y'all got this too. Don't quit. Oh, the reason I brought that up is because I told him, I said, "Well, man, every day is a fight. Like, you got to fight to stay alive." I said, if you break life down all the way to the basics, you take all the technology away, and all you got is yourself and the earth, every day will be a fight. And it's no different just because we got technology. If you break life down to the basics, you got to worry about eating. Okay, you found the food. Did you get enough food for tomorrow? And if you did get enough food for tomorrow, how are you going to keep the bears and the wolves away from eating it while you sleep? Where are you going to store it? Okay, you figured out how to store it. How are you going to build it? Okay, you figured out what you're going to build a store. You need materials for that. Like, your feeders, what you call it? Bro, like if you break life all the way down to the back, it's cold. Oh, now you figure out how to keep the big animals away from your food. How you keep the ants out your food? The little animals. What you doing with those? Like just the basics: eat, sleep, and breathe. If you took away all the technology, every single day would be a struggle. There's no getting around it.
Listen, we need to get life jackets because you went so deep, and I don't think people can swim.
Oh man,
I don't think everybody can swim, bro.
it's the truth. It's the truth.
Truth
Like,
in misery. Because if people
bro,
can't swim and you tell them all this, come on, man, they're going to hate you. You just
it's
told the
man,
truth, and then you telling me that they're going to receive that?
yeah, because bro, it's inevitable that you're not supposed to go through something. Like it's inevitable. Even if you got a plan, like, oh, I'm nailing my house together. I got this tool. Pow, you hit a splinter. You accidentally hurt yourself, and you gotta heal. Like and you can't do nothing. Like, oh, I should have been more careful. Accidents happen. Life happens. Other things gotta eat too, bro. You think a zebra when he wake up in the morning think, oh, a lion about to get me? No, but the lion had to eat too. And the zebras just collapse, like do what you gotta do to feed yourself and protect yourself. And if you could do that, then you winning. But just know feeding yourself and protecting your food to feed yourself is gonna take some effort. And it's gonna hurt some days. And it's gonna not feel good. And some days it might feel great. Some days you might find that buffalo feed the whole family, the whole clan, and everybody good. And that's when unity and teamwork, all that stuff matters too. Like-minded people. But for the most part, if you looking at life like, oh, woe me, just imagine if you ain't have nothing. Like absolutely nothing. You born in a village in Africa. Bro, I got friends in Kenya that still wash clothes by hand.
Wow.
They don't
Yo,
even know what a washing is in their 20. They're like 27, 28. Never seen a washing machine.
it sounds like you got a
What?
wife. You about to have a wife in Kenya, bro. We about to visit Kenya, man. When we going to Kenya?
Soon. I'm goal is next year.
Okay.
Um and yeah, goal is next year. But soon.
I,
That's
I want to go. I want to go. Shoot.
you in. You in, bro.
We're going to have to figure this out. We're going to have to figure this out, man.
Yeah, man. So it's like to be appreciative, I guess. What you have, bro, is that's it. That's it, man. But like you said, we could do this all day, right?
Yes,
That's what we
sir.
do.
That's what we do, man. Man, Ro, I appreciate you, bro. I love you, man. Continue to doing what you're doing. Like you said, healing is an everyday process. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. When it's time to be tough to yourself, be tough. Because I think there's a time for everything. Time to cry. Time to laugh. Time to work. Time to rest. Time to eat. Time to sleep. And when it's time to go, go. And when it's time to own it, like you've been doing in this conversation, keep owning it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about owning your inspiration. Thank you, my brother.
Yes. Thank you, big dog. I'll see you soon, man. Whenever hit T up, tell him we got a plan.
We
'Cause
got
we
a
gotta make
plan.
that,
We just laid the blueprint out. Now it's time to lay the skills down and bring the airplane out
bro.
and fly out.
Bro, you could create a VH1 special with all the pictures you got, the business competitions you got, your business mentor at Oklahoma State. We got
Wow.
pictures together in the studio, bro. You got content that you ain't even like content that you ain't planned yet. That you just I can't wait. Like it's gonna be fun.
Yes,
Fun.
indeed, man. I see it. I see it. I love it. Your mouth to God's ears, man.
And I try. I'm just trying. I'm living out here, man.
Yeah, you doing it, bro. You doing more than trying, bro. You doing it, bro. You doing it. We still here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, my guy. Well, you take it easy, brother. Tell the family I said what's up.
Yes, sir. I'm back at you.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
All right, cool.